Have you wondered how to interpret what all these chart candles are saying? Is your favorite crypto going up or is it going down? I'm Blake Storm and I've been trading for 24 years and I've figured out quite a few things. Today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite candlestick charting patterns. I know you're probably thinking that charting is way too complicated, and it can be, but trust me, I like simple and I will make this simple for you. So if you've been trading for years, you may know some of what I'm about to teach you. Otherwise, you'll most definitely want to stick around. So let's get started. So first off, I have a Bitcoin chart here, and I just want to review a couple of things. If you've been watching my previous videos, you will remember that based on moving averages, I said a few days ago that Bitcoin potential was going down. Now when I trade, I look at some things other than just moving averages, but on GDAX all you really have is moving averages, and I showed you the cross here, and I showed you there's a high likelihood that it's going to be going down. And when we made that call, Bitcoin was trading around 14,000. This morning it's gotten as low as 9,024. So I'm not doing that to brag, I'm doing it to show you the power of these moving averages and understanding these moving averages. So I've done several videos on moving averages. I'm not going back over them. I just wanted to kind of in real time show you some of the power of these things. Now I think Bitcoin is going to be around, or maybe not Bitcoin, but blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies in some form or another is going to be around. And so these things are going to go back up. Right now they're all taking a pretty good hit, and that's why you want to understand trading. If this thing goes down, no telling where it's going to go. You want to get in at the low points. You don't want to buy in here and buy in here and things like that. If you can buy in here and wait for it to go back up later, that's what you want to do. You don't want to bunches of people are buying in here. Now they're taking losses today simply because they don't understand trading. That's why I created this site, is because I've seen this in the past. A lot of people get skin up in these markets, and it's really not necessary. So on to what we promised to talk about today. Here is my favorite, I don't want to say my favorite, but one of my favorite chart patterns. It's called the hammer, and we're talking about this area here. This candlestick here is what we're looking at. So let me get rid of that. The reason it's called a hammer, it almost looks like a hammer. It looks like a hammerhead with a long hammer handle. All right, to make this chart pattern effective, you need at least 3 down days. 3 down days. This is showing that the market is driven by fear, and the market is trying to find a bottom somewhere. Today is this as low as it's going to go? No. What about this? No. What about this? No. What about here? This candlestick here tells us a different story. It tells us that this fear pattern, this negative pattern, was continuing on, but somewhere down here people were no longer fearful. There was enough people in the market to start deciding, hey, this is oversold, this is a value, and I want to start buying and drive this price back up. Now this may have still been a negative day. It could have opened here and driven down and finished here. This is still a negative day, but it's showing you a lot of positive energy. This is not a bullish signal. This is not a buy signal right here within itself. This is an indicator that the bears, that the fear is starting to dry up, and people are like, this is as low as it's going to go. We can't afford for it to go any lower. This is ridiculous for it to go this low, or whatever mindset is. But the fear is starting to end, and people are starting to determine there's a value. Okay, so the confirmation signal, you're watching your crypto every day, or every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, or whatever the case may be, and you see this hammer pop up. So your entry point is, to me, I would enter somewhere right along in here. I would set my entry there. I'm looking for a candle on this day not to go lower than this low. If this candle was to drive down here even for a brief moment and go lower, I would say no. I really don't like it to go below the previous day's close. A lot of this is contingent upon where it is on chart. Is it at a point of resistance? Is it near moving average? Has a lot of effect on how powerful of a signal I'm looking for. Ideally, I don't want it to go below here. If it is, it's just a little wick. I don't want the body to be below there, and I want it to actually be here and closing in the top 25%. So I want it to get above this point here and not just meet it, but actually get above it and close at the top 25%. Around this area late in this day, as I'm seeing this is closing in the top 25%, and it could be anywhere here. This candle could top out here, but as long as this is the top 25%, it doesn't have to go up that strong. But I want it to have just a little bit above this prior closing. This is my indicator to get in. So you're looking again 3 down days, at least 3 down days. It could be more. If you only have 1 down day, 2 down days, this is a weaker signal. You want at least 3. Show it so that it's showing there's fear in the markets. This is showing that fear gets wiped out. This is showing that people want to start buying. This is confirming people are done with this fear and now they're starting to buy. I don't like it below here. Never get in below here. I like for it to be above here and close in the top 25%, and then I'm in it for the long haul. So that's in a downward market. So you have the same thing over here in the upward market, same exact identical thing. This is called a shooting star instead of a hammer, but it's the same situation. You're looking for 3 days up. This is greed driving the market. At some point in time, people have determined, hey, it's too greedy. Let's take some profits. Let's drive this market back down. I'm looking for a day that closes below this point here. I really would like for the body not to get above this, but certainly I don't want it to get beyond the low or beyond the high up here, and I want it to close down in the top 25%. Now this is if I was getting ready to short the market or sell a put, or actually just get out of the market. Maybe I was in an upward position and I see this happen. This is the day I'm going to take my profits. If I'm right here, as a matter of fact, if I made plenty of money, I might take my profits here. And but if I don't take them here, I would certainly take them on this candlestick once it gets below this point here. And even if you get your profits in the worst point right here, you still made a good bit of profit. Shorting and selling puts in crypto is real limited. As a matter of fact, I've not yet figured out where to trade options on crypto, and I don't know if it's available, but I'm looking because I like options. I know that there's some problems getting ETFs going in your conventional markets as reflecting crypto prices, but I think they will be coming at some point in time in the near future. So it's going to open up a whole new world with options for us. So again, it's one of my most favorite signals. Let's see if we can find a couple. Okay, this is your Bitcoin. So you got one here. It's coming down. You could say this is a hammer right here. You really want the tail, I didn't mention it, tail to be twice as long as the body. It's not quite here, but you can see, well, let's back up. This is even a more perfect one. So you got your 3 days. It's going down. Here's your body. Here's your tail, at least twice as long. And the problem is, this is not a good confirmation day. It does drive up a little bit, but it doesn't close up in the top 25%. Everything else looks good, but you can tell sellers took hold and decided, no, this isn't a good value. You don't get your confirmation. So I would wait till right at the end of the day if I was going to enter here, and try to enter somewhere right along here if it looked like this Bitcoin was about to close out at this price. Here, it would be a confirmation day, not a confirmation day, not a good day for this. So can we break it down to maybe a 5-minute chart, see if we can find a good one. Okay, almost perfect, not quite perfect. I would want this to close up a little bit higher. I want this to be a little bit down further. I want it twice as much as the body. And you have your 3 down days. You have your confirmation day. Your confirmation day, my body doesn't get below the body of this. Not truly a hammer, but just kind of for illustration purposes. Closes out above it, top 25%. It's a good day. Here you have basically a hammer, but you don't have your 3 confirmation days. Again, you got a good day here for another confirmation up day. I'm probably personally, might consider trading this on a small scale because it is on the moving average line, which shows me that there's some resistance here, and it's going to want to bounce off of that moving average, and I would probably scale into this trade. I wouldn't go all in, but I'd probably scale into this trade, and I'm going to do scaling in another video, so you can see how to enter somewhat questionable trades with a little bit less risk. Let's check out some Litecoin. By the way, all of these are questionable trades because they're on the bottom side of the moving average. I'm just trying to find one to illustrate. What I would truthfully be looking for is a sell signal. I wouldn't want to sell with my 12 EMA below my 26 EMA, and if you don't know what I mean, go back and check out some of my prior videos. Okay, so here I found one that I like. This is Bitcoin Cash on a 1 hour chart. It's going down. You got 2 signals. Still, I like a longer signal. I like at least 3 confirmation days here, but you have a hammer forming right here. Ideally, you want it to, I like for it to close at the top, but I would take this on a trade, and then I have a strong confirmation day here, and it's going up. All right, so again, in the real world, I would not make this trade. If I did, it would only be in a small way, because I'm on the downside. My 12 EMA is below my 26 EMA. I know my profit is limited because it's probably going to run resistance at the 12 EMA. If not, it certainly will at 26 EMA. This isn't the best trade if you're just wanting to get in there and get a little pop and you're day trading. Yeah, this may be a situation where you break it down on a smaller scale and get out on a 15-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, and you could pick up some money here if you're just trading for a 1 hour or 2 hour period. But again, I'm always very careful and very cautious when I'm on the wrong side of the moving averages. Illustrating here, this is it. Pretty good hammer setup. So I'm putting together a PDF of my complete trading system. It has taken me over 2 decades to develop this system. So you'll want to keep checking in with this channel to make sure that you can snatch up this PDF just as soon as it becomes available. I will also keep making new videos each day. So like and subscribe. Be sure to ding that bell so that you can get notified when I come out with a new video. In trading, you must train yourself to be like the lion. Most people do business and trade like a scared gazelle. Train yourself to be like the lion. Dominate your domain. Analyze, educate, and when it's time to take care of business, you take care of business. Remember, if you don't kill it, your family doesn't eat. This is Blake Storm, SniperInvestor.com.